Um, so we're going to try and go through all our learnings in this 20 weeks journey from the book, see what we can summarize and bring up again and remind ourselves and concretize, what we've done on the 20 weeks journey through the book. And all right, the whole book is just about Amy sharing with us our life. And from our life, we could get examples on how we could live our lives also and become the fullness of what God has created us to be. We can become champions in life. He's been like a forerunner for us, and we're pretty much using it as an example to learn to order our own steps, all right? So that's what we've been doing, going through the book. And today we're going to try and close all of that and summarize what we've learned all together. All right. And we coined this, being the purpose of life, we kind of coined this from Oprah Winfrey, right? I kind of added some things to it, so I kind of put my name against it. But it's just a summary of the fact that the purpose of our life, the reason why we're all here, is to be able to live the truest, most authentic, and highest version or expression of all we're created to be. None of us came here by accident. All of us came here shaped for function. As a Christian, we go by the scripture. The Bible says that we're God's workmanship, we're God's craft, we're the result of God molding together in life. And He didn't just mold it, He molded it for the purpose of coming to do good works, which He had either to prepare before molding. So He had good works. He molded us and brought us to the scene to do those good works. The extent to which we do those good work is the extent to which we fulfill purpose, right? None of us was created here to just come and be idle. We're created for good works, right? The purpose of our life is to do that good work. We're shaped for function. We're fashioned to fulfill function. The extent to which we fit into the reason for our fashioning, our shaping, is the extent to which we fulfill purpose and are happy and joyous and live a fulfilled life, right? The fulfillment of our life is the extent to which we are living the reason for our creation, the reason for our being here, the reason for our existence, right? And, we took an example from Lady Gaga, and the key thing we take from here is the fact that it's not about how I feel. Destiny has nothing to do with feeling. Purpose has nothing to do with feeling. Right, it's getting to find what your purpose is and living it irrespective of how you feel, right? Irrespective of the weather, irrespective of what every other person is doing or saying. Once you find your purpose, then you strive every day to live it, right? Irrespective of how you feel, irrespective of the weather, right? It is your work. Once you found your work, you work it, right? It's not today, I don't feel like it today, so I do something else. No, right? That's not the work of purpose. It's like when we define vision, scriptures, the Bible say that where there's no vision, the people perish, right? Because they do whatever they want to do. But when you have a vision, when you have a purpose, when you have the reason for your existence, therefore you can know what the limitations are. You know that it's not about feeling. It's not about enjoyment, as it were. It's about you doing things that will propel you in the direction of the purpose that you are here to fulfill, in the direction of the vision, in the direction of the target, the goal that you have set for your life. And that's critical, right? That's why it's good to know purpose. Then you're not just going with every bandwagon. You're not playing the followers game. You're here propelling your life in a particular defined direction, irrespective of what every other person is doing. You know that you're not here to fit in. You're not here to go with the crowd. You're not here to go with what's popular. You're here to fulfill the specific intent of your creation, right? And that's critical. That's important. You need to walk your walk every day that you wake up, irrespective of how you feel. And we had Dundon also had that says that we need to show up as ourselves, right? Wherever we find ourselves, we need to be authentic about who we are. So obviously the first thing is to find out ourselves, find out our purpose, right? And we need to be authentic. We need to be true to that wherever we find ourselves, right? We need to show up authentic and own ourselves, own our journey, right? And we need to make decisions to choose joy and to lead with courage and always with love, right? We're not chasing shadows. We're people that know our work. We wake up every day to do that work out of courage, out of love, and in joy, right? Um, and that's important. That's important because there'll be things that will want to pull you away from doing that. There'll be things that want to prevent you from doing that. There'll be distractions that want to come your way. So you need to stand tall every day to fulfill the reason for your existence. Um, and Oprah adds that, and it says, when your life is in cast with purpose, you're most powerful. See, our power, our strength is when we're in cast with purpose. Because when you're in cast with purpose, providence backs you up. Providence will not back you when you're not doing the reason, the purpose for your existence. But when you're focused in the direction of the reason of your creation, God will back you up. God will enable you, will cause things to come your way that will propel you, that will support you, that will aid you in the line of that which you're pursuing, right? Because if you're doing the purpose of your existence, then all that the one who created you, already has everything you need to fulfill purpose. Because don't forget, the work was there before it created you, right? When it created you to fulfill that purpose and gave you everything you need to fulfill it, right? The extent to which you turn the key of that which the Father has prepared for you is the extent to which you are rightly aligned with the reason of your existence, the reason of your creation, right? So, and I love this from Kobe, right? It's the fact that when you set on your journey, right, you're going to face resistance, right? And you have to be ready for it. Kobe would say, the moment you give up is the moment you let someone else win, right? You're going to have resistance. You're probably going to miss it as you go on the journey. That there's nothing wrong in failing. There's nothing wrong in missing it, but there's something wrong in giving up, right? The Japanese would say fall 7, stand up 8, right? It's the fact that you're always standing up, right? Irrespective of what comes your way, right? You're always standing up, pressing towards that place that you have said is the home for you. Where's your journey? It's a pressing on. It's a pressing on, right? You miss it sometimes, but you shake up the dust from your body and keep on pressing, right? And Kobe just advises on there. It says, we don't quit, we don't cower, we don't run, we endure and conquer. And that's what the journey of life involves, right? The fact that we endure and conquer is a press. We'll stay in the press. We'll stay in the press to achieve purpose, right? And I love the way Albert Einstein says it, and this is critical, right? Because sometimes we're imprisoned by our previous experience of life, right? Whatever has happened in your past is not an indication of where you're going to, because where you're going to is a function of your imagination. It's your ability to create a new world, a new experience of life, right? You're not limited by what you know. You're not limited by where you're coming from. You're only limited by your ability to see the possibilities that your life can be and should be, right? So irrespective of what you've experienced in life, failures or whatever, where you were born, that is nothing compared to what is before you, right? Only you can limit yourself. You just need to open your mind as to the possibilities ahead of you. And if you can do that, there'll be nothing impossible for you, right? And in doing that, you have to make peace with your broken pieces, right? You don't have to leave anything behind you that's going to be chasing you, right? You need to set your calls where you need to set your call. You need to forgive. You need to ask for forgiveness, wherever that might be, right? There's nothing you need to hide from. You need to accept who you are, because no matter where you want to get to, right, you're not going to start from there. You're going to start from where you are today. Today is your starting point, right? And you have to accept who you are today, because today is all that you have, is your asset to move you to the future that you desire. Unless you accept your today, there's no future, right? You cannot build your house on a sky. You have to build your house with a good foundation. And that foundation is the foundation of today, right? So you need to make peace with your broken pieces, right? There's nothing to be ashamed of, right? We're only humans. Humans means we make mistakes. And no matter what mistake you made yesterday, does not limit your tomorrow, except you want it to, right? So it's set to score where you need to set a score. Then take ownership of your life, right? And that's what will bring Joko Willink. Joko Willink talks about the extreme ownership. There is no, in the journey of purpose, in the journey of life, there's no passing the buck. You're not gonna make it unless you take full responsibility for your journey, right? There's no passing the buck. There's no excuse, right? There's no reason for you to slack in any sense. You have to take full responsibility of the things that are within your control. That's the way to do the journey of life. Excuses will not cut it, right? And Joko has this chart, just also talking about taking responsibility, and the highest level is that level where extreme ownership, which is what Joko talks about. We need to take responsibility, not just for our own self, but for our community, for everything that affects your journey, right? You want to take full responsibility. You don't want anything to fall through the crack, So, great. Hey, Han, you're welcome. How you doing?
I'm good. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Nice to have you here. All right. So, like I said, today we're just going to try and summarize the whole book. That's what I'm doing right now. So, we're about here in probably chapter 3 right now. Just trying to run through the book and remind ourselves of the key learnings we had. So, yeah. So let's go on. Here we just, we spoke about 4 things that typically would affect the disposition of anybody. We all make decisions every day. Sometimes you wonder why people don't do the things they should do, even though they know better, right? Has that ever baffled you before? And has that baffled you, that you see people don't live up to what they know?
Right. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. The reason why people don't live up to what they know is because of these 4 things. Depending on how you relate with these 4 things, if you're not in control of these 4 things, you will not live what you know, right?
Right.
The first one is, where's the control of your life? If you're one that believes that you're not in control of the issues of your life, like a lot of people do, they use it as an excuse for their poverty and their failure. They say it's because of the government. Oh, it's because I'm in Nigeria. Oh, it's because I go to this church. Oh, it's because of my pastor. Oh, it's the president. Oh, it's the policy. Oh, right. If you do that, then you will not be able to take responsibility of your life. That's why a lot of people, men that have affairs, they will say, "Oh, it's because of the women. Oh, the woman is exposed herself. Oh, like a woman was giving an excuse the other day about the sister sleeping with his fiancé. Oh, my sister, it was the one that made my fiancé sleep with me. I'll be sleep with her or something. For as long as we're putting the control of our life outside of ourselves, we will never take responsibility, and we will never live up to what we know. For as long as we see that the things we know are outside our control, we'll never live up to it. I hear a lot of people in Christian circles say, oh, that one is deep. They say that one is deep, right? Most of the time when they say that, is a way to keep their heart away from it. It's more like saying that that one takes a lot to understand, though. It's not easy to understand, right? So as long as you are not taking the responsibility to obey or walk in or understand that thing, it will never be true in your life, right? So we have to, whatever needs to be done, we have to take full responsibility of it and take our own step in making it true in our lives. We have to believe that we're in control of the details of our lives. Obviously, there are some things that are outside our control, and there are things within our control. The important thing is that we do all the things that are within our control, right? The things that are outside our control, no, God is not going to blame you for that. That's a place of prayer, right? Number one. If something is outside my control, then that's something to bring before God in prayer, right? But the things that are within my control, as much as I'm going to pray to God to help me, I still have to take the responsibility to do that, right? The next one, which is probably most powerful of the four, is the ability to control our emotions. That one pretty much gets us a whole lot of time. A lot of us want to do good, but we don't feel like doing it. And inability to control our emotions gets us a whole lot of time. It's like maybe you want to forgive somebody, but you don't feel like forgiving the person. I mean, forgiveness has nothing to do with feeling. It's a decision, right? So if you go with your feelings, you might end up not doing the right thing. Still, until I feel like it's time to forgive you, I'm not going to forgive. For as long as you're doing that, you're holding yourself prisoner. It has nothing to do with feeling it. It's a decision that needs to be taken, right? So neurotism talks about the lack of control of our emotions, right? And that tends towards can tend towards a maniac condition, because if it gets out of hand, it results into neurosis, right? Which is more like a mental sickness or illness. Self-efficacy just talks about your belief that you're able to handle the details of your life, right? And that's important also, right? And we need to work with that mindset concerning the things that are within our control. We need to believe we can do it, even if it's the first time. We just have to have that belief that we can do it, even though we've not done it before. I'll give an example. Like I've said severally, I'm building a poetry here, and I'm the one doing all the design, right? I'm having to read up. I'm an engineer, so I have the basic knowledge that tells me the things to do. But I'm not an architect, not am I a building engineer, right? But because I believe I can do it, I'm able to go to Google to look for the things I need. I'm able to pray about it, believing God to give me direction and vision of the things I need to do. And that has been working for me. I mean, so far, I have everything under control, right? Things I've never done before. But because I'm approaching it from a belief standpoint, I'm able to break barriers, and all of that's working for me. And it's saving me a lot of money. It's not because I don't want to spend money, but, I have to minimize or optimize what I'm spending, because I have to break even as a business. And it's a big capital investment at the same time. So, but that's working for me. And that works in several aspects also. I do a lot of writings, but I approach those writings as someone that can write it, even though I have no clue. I don't have the starting words to write it, but somehow I just believe I can do it. That belief kind of opens the door for me to be able to do it, because what I don't know right now, because I believe it, somehow my heart begins to be filled with words to write. You know, self-esteem is a big one, and I know for especially for people that come from this side of the world, which both of us are, because of the way we all grew up, we didn't get the affirmations we're supposed to get. So we a whole lot of us lack here. A lot of us grow up with inferiority complex in one form or the other. You know, so this is one that we have to then help ourselves to overcome. You know, and that comes by practice, by exercising, by working it out. You know, we have to talk to ourselves. We have to go out of our comfort zone to do some things. I'm presently writing on a series, 25 ways in which to drastically improve your self-confidence, you know. So that goes to the heart of this, you know. There are ways to do it, you know. It doesn't matter where you are, you can become better. Okay. I will